So what do Abraham Lincoln, Beyonce, Mark Twain, and David Benfield all have in common? Well, we all have intellectual property. Patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets are all forms of intellectual property, or IP. Now, many folks are unsure what IP actually is and why it's so important. Intellectual Property Owners Education Foundation Deputy Executive Director Kristen Luria joins us to talk about IP, our IP PAL, and clear a little air. Thank you so very much for joining us today. So let's start with the basics. What is intellectual property?
Absolutely, great place to start. Intellectual property refers to creations of the mind. So think inventions, artistic works, designs, and we want to be able to protect those creations through patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets.
Very cool. Yep, I have quite a few artistic endeavors that have, that have been copywritten. So personally, I can speak to this. This is very cool. It's very important to protect those works. So tell us about IP PAL and how it will, help future creators like myself protect our work.
Absolutely. So the new tool is called IP Buddy. It is an AI-generated assistant. You can choose from one of 4 avatars, 2 animated, 2 lifelike. And the intention is to make a challenging topic easy and accessible for innovators, for aspiring innovators, or people who are simply curious to learn about intellectual property.
Okay, so is intellectual property, IP just for big companies?
Intellectual property is the heart of innovation. So that goes for big companies, small businesses, and individuals. We are surrounded by intellectual property in our everyday life, and many people might not realize that. From the medication you might take in the morning, to the technology you scroll on at the end of the day, or the music that you listen to, intellectual property is all around us, and that is what IPO Education Foundation wants to share with the public, the value of intellectual property.
Okay, so let me ask you, why did you guys feel it's necessary to create a tool like IP PAL, and what do you guys hope to achieve?
So, as I mentioned, intellectual property is the foundation, the heart of innovation, and it allows innovators to protect their creations, to collaborate with others, to generate funding. There was a recent survey done by the United States Intellectual Property Alliance that said that 70% of Americans cannot distinguish between the different forms of IP. So IPO Education Foundation, we created this new tool, IP Buddy, to make it accessible for people to learn about intellectual property, whether you're tinkering in your garage, coming up with the next big idea, or maybe you're part of a STEM program or an invention competition. You're able to use IP Buddy to learn more about intellectual property and how to properly protect that hard work.
Yeah, it can be very, very confusing. I have a buddy of mine who is trying to create an invention, right? And so he has a whole different process of getting that patent for that than I have as a songwriter to get my works protected. So it's 2 very, very different things, but they all kind of fall underneath the same umbrella, so to speak. So, where can people go to learn some more information and start to distinguish the difference between all of these things?
You can go to ipbuddy.ai to learn more, or you can go to our website, ipoef.org.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much for your time this morning, helping us clear the air. And guys, if you want to catch this segment again or others like it, head over to First Coast News Plus.